Hey guys, I'm Dimension Jump and today I'll be reviewing Persona 4 Dancing All Night, which was released for the PlayStation 4 in 2015. Now, the main plot of this game is that the investigation team are basically hosting or being a part of this sort of festival thing, and they're introduced into these well-known group performer guys, and they then suddenly disappear randomly, and it's up to the investigation team to find out what happened and who's behind the disappearances. And then three of the members, Yuna Okami, Naruto, and Rise, they all end up in a different reality world place called the Midnight Stage, and it's basically a place where shadows have these ribbon things attached to them, and they basically there's basically this eerie voice character, and it basically wants to basically kidnap the performers, the performance of the festival thing, like including Rise, and the only way to get rid of the shadows is basically by dancing and that sort of thing. And for the plot, I think it's quite interesting. It kind of gives me reminds me of the original Persona 4 game, in which the characters are sent over to another world, reality place, and they basically have to look for different guys and different people, so that they can see who's been doing all the disappearances and who's been taking people, that sort of thing. And it's kind of similar to that game, and I think it's quite enjoyable and very different from the other two dancing Persona games, because if you look at Persona 3 and Persona 5 dancing, they are very similar, because I think the events that happen in Persona 4 dancing basically are spoken about in the other two Persona games, in terms of the dancing games, in which if you talk to the residents of the Velvet Room in either Persona 3 or Persona 5 dancing, they explain how the characters in Persona 4 dancing basically try to beat this entity by dancing, and then they did the bet thing. So the events that happen in this game are talked about in Persona 3 and 5 dancing, and I think it's really cool, because I think those spin-off games, the Persona dancing games, are possibly the only Persona games or Persona spin-off games that are canon with each other. Because if you look at the mainline Persona games, like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, there might be a little mentions here and there, about other characters. So in Persona 4, I think you go to the school trip. I think you go to the high school of where the main character from Persona 3 went to. In Persona 5, you can hear the Junes theme in the arcade in Akihabara, and you can hear references to Naruto and also Rise and stuff like that. So the Persona dancing games are kind of all connected, and I think that's really cool and really interesting. And like in Persona 3 dancing, you've got the main characters, and you can basically just dance to different songs from the Persona 4 game, and you've got your normal one, your sort of remix songs, and then you've got the title or the main theme song of the dancing game theme, which I think is really cool, because you've got you can basically just dance, and it's really cool. And also you got all the members of the investigation team, as well as some of the characters Yu's cousin and some other characters maybe. And yeah, and I think it's really interesting and really cool. And now I'm going to show you some gameplay. Now, unlike in the other Persona dancing games, Persona 4 Dancing All Night has two different modes. Story mode and free dance mode. Now, story mode is basically, as it says, it's basically a story like Persona 4 and Persona 4 Golden, but instead of, you fighting shadows and fighting bosses, that sort of thing, with Personas, you dance with the different characters from the investigation team. And I think the story is quite interesting because it's kind of like how Persona 4 and Persona 4 Golden do their story, in which you believe in yourself and trust yourself more. I think that's where the main crux of Persona 4 and Persona 4 Golden are, and also finding the truth and stuff like that. But with Persona 4 Dancing All Night, it's basically just quite similar-ish because of the way it's used, and I think that the story mode is quite linear, kind of, because it's mainly just, if I go to the very start, it's just cutscene, 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 dance, cutscene, 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 dance, cutscene, cutscene, dance, cutscene, that sort of thing. And I think it would be nice if we had, one or two dances in like one after the other, instead of just cutscene, 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 dance, cutscene, that sort of thing, you know what I mean? And I'm gonna show you one dance from story mode, and then probably one or two dance parts from free dance mode. So let's go. Let's go with Yukiko's one. Yeah, and what I do like about Persona 4 Dancing is that they have the midnight stage, which I think is really cool because it fits in with the story. Because with Persona 4 Golden and the original Persona 4, it had the TV world, and now you've got the midnight channel or something, and now you've got the midnight stage, which is really fits in with the story because you got all these characters just dancing to specific songs from Persona 4 and stuff like that, and I think it's really cool. And just like in Persona 3 Dancing, the gameplay is very similar, but you've got the characters from Persona 4, which I think is quite cool because again you can dance with a specific character for a specific stage, or have you can dance with other characters. So for example, for this stage it's Yukiko and Yu, the main character of Persona 4. And that's the main character's literal name. It's called Yu Nawakami. Not Yu as in Y-O-U, it's Yu as in Y-U. Which I think is quite a cool name. Just Yu Nawakami. Yeah. And I think that out of the Persona dancing games, this is possibly my favourite one. And I think it's because I've just played this more often than the other ones. I do like the other games, the other two Persona dancing games, but I think this is possibly my favourite one. Just because of some of the music that's used in this game. And including one that's in free dance mode that I will show you once I've done this mode. Yeah, and it's really cool and interesting because it really fits graphic wise. I think it's pretty much the same as it was in Persona 3 Dancing. As very 3D, it's 3D and I do like how all the characters move. They really are different dances. If you compare Yukiko to, let's say, Yosuke, or Chie to let's say Naruto, each dancer is very different, like, you know, dancing wise, and you can clearly see that each one is like very different and like have their own unique dance styles, which I think is quite cool. And again, I really like how each guy or each persona user, if you're on the midnight stage, uses their own personas in this game, and they all have their own different instruments. So, for example, Yukiko's one has like a saxophone. I think you know, Akami's one and Yosuke's one both have guitars, I think, and it's basically just different things, like different instruments for different characters. And also, you can get in-game currency, which you can spend on different things. I'll just, yeah. So now I'm going to show you a Shadow Select. Yeah, there we go. So now I'm going to show you a dance from Persona, well, from free dance mode, like 1 or 2. Now these are all of the songs I've got so far in the game. I've mainly been playing, you know, some of free dance mode, well, story mode, and all the other songs from, you know, normal mode. So yeah, so you've got Specialist, Pursuing My True Self, Your Affection, Snowflakes, Dance, Best Friends, etc, etc, etc. And two of my favourite ones is Specialist and Dance, because with Dance it's basically the main song of the game, and with Specialist I'll show you right now because it's so cool. It's really fun. I'll let the stage explain for itself. So yeah, Specialist is quite well known, especially the remix of the song, because I think it started gaining recognition for like being like a well-known song in this game, and also I think it became kind of a meme for a while. I think, you know, I'm not 100% sure, probably last year maybe, or the year before. So it's around, you know, I think it's like one of those newer memes that was like spread around a while. So I really enjoyed the song. It's like probably one of my favourite songs in the game. and I'm going to quickly show you before we go back to the review, the shopping part of the game. Now, again, like in Persona 3 and 5 dancing, you can choose different outfits and costumes for different characters. So you've got your normal character, you got like your normal costume, like dancing sort of costume, and then you've got like different other costumes. So let's go with this one, there, here. So you basically just got a lot of costumes, and I spent practically all of it on Okami. Okay, let's see, is there any? There's probably, I don't have enough, no, I don't have enough. I should have spent more on the other guys. But, yeah, so the shopping thing is basically you can buy stuff for different characters, and you can basically customize them for your characters. So, again, let's go on specialists again. So, if you want to change costumes, you basically go onto the character, and then you go into the costume area, and then let's say I wanted to go, let's go for summer clothes, and then let's go with bear maid clothes, and then okay, then like that, and then let's go with like that, and then when you go into the game, or when you go into the main part, oh, fashion please, another trophy. So you get that specific thing in the dance. So that's been it for the gameplay. Now it's time to go back to the review. So out of all of the 3 Persona dancing games, I feel like Persona 4 Dancing All Night is supposed to be my favourite one out of those 3, because I think I've played the most out of that one over the others because of how cool and interesting this is. Because with the with Persona 3 and 5 dancing, they're very similar in terms of how the game goes about doing their things. Because with Persona 3 and 5 dancing, it's basically dance a bit, interact with the characters a bit, and then you might just change costumes for different characters. Whereas with Persona 4 dancing, it's basically you've got your main story and your free dance mode story, which I explained about in the gameplay. But I feel like this game is like really cool because, and I feel like it's really my favorite because of just the amount of stuff you can do, and because like not only do you have the story, but as I said before, free dancing mode, and I do really like the free dancing mode because it's just basically you just dancing to or just basically doing the whole rhythm thing to different notes, to different songs and stuff like that. And obviously my favourite song out of the entire thing is the Specialist remake. I think it's called Specialist Reincarnation, I think that's what this song is called, or the remix of Specialist is called. And there was also that meme that came out of the dance where Narukami did the whole Specialist dance, which became a meme. You can find like that meme all across YouTube if you looked hard enough. Yeah, and I think overall, as my final verdict, I feel like that Persona 4 Dancing is a really good game. It's an enjoyable game. It's a really good spin-off, like Persona 3 Dancing. It's a really good spin-off. I enjoy a lot of the things that the game has to offer, and I feel like that again, like Persona 3 Dancing, you should go and get Persona 4 Dancing All Night because of how cool and interesting it is. Even though it might, is quite similar to Persona 3 Dancing in terms of how you play the game, it's still very interesting of how each character is used within the game, because of how each character dances, how they interact with other characters, and how some of the partner dances are when you do the whole fever thing. I think it's really cool and interesting, and it's just a nice, interesting game to play. So that's been my review for Persona 4 Dancing All Night. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and see you in the next video.